Our top lead this evening at 6 o'clock. We here in India are pretty well acquainted with the word moral policing. It springs up every Valentine's Day when vigilante groups scout malls and beaches and markets and colleges for young couples to harass them. And God forbid if these couples are from different religions. While vigilante groups are found all across India, the ones in Karnataka revel in this hall of shame. They simply have no fear of the law. Let me give you an example. 5 days ago, 3 boys of a paramedical college in Dakshina Kannada were assaulted by 7 people. Why? Because they were sitting with 3 girls from the same college. Is sitting with your classmates on a beach a crime? Why were they assaulted? Well, because the girls and the boys were from different religions. Why else? This happened on June 1st, and all 7 accused were later arrested. But this is a recurring story in the Dakshina Kannada region. Mangaluru is the district headquarters of Dakshina Kannada, the hotbed of communal tensions and therefore moral policing. The Congress government, which is now in power in the state, had promised to crack down on moral policing and saffronization in its manifesto. 2 weeks after being sworn in, the new government is getting down to it. Karnataka's Home Minister G. Parameshwara today has said that a special squad will be set up to check moral policing, especially in Mangaluru. Listen in.
See, in Dakshina Kannada, particularly in Mangaluru, a lot of moral policing, the so-called moral policing is happening. People are fed up with it. Some people are trying to create this in a big way. So we would like to stop this moral policing at once and then take whatever necessary steps that, this will not be repeated, again and again. We would like to create an atmosphere, a communal harmony atmosphere, so that people live in peace. That is why today we have taken a decision to constitute a force within the police force to look into this offense.
ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಜನಸ್ನೇಹಿ ಆಡಳಿತ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು ಜನಸ್ನೇಹಿಗಳಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನಂಬರ್ 1. ನಂಬರ್ 2, ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌಜನ್ಯದಿಂದ ನಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಯಾರೇ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪರಾಧಗಳಾದರೆ ಆ ಬರೀ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, DCPನೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ನಡೆದರೆ, ರೌಡಿಸಮ್ ನಡೆದರೆ, ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳು ನಡೆದರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ಯಾರು ಕಾನೂನು ಬಾಹಿರವಾದ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು ನಡೆದರೆ, ಡ್ರಗ್ ಮೆನೇಜ್ ನಡೆದರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಟ್ಟುನಿಟ್ಟಿನ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಕಾನೂನು ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಧರ್ಮ ಈ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಕೂಡದು.
Let me go straight across to my colleague Deepak Bopanna, who is joining us from Bangalore. Deepak, many will see this as the Congress government, the new Congress government, hitting the ground running as far as moral policing is concerned and delivering on their promise. But what exactly are they planning to do, given that there have often been accusations about the police force itself becoming, a moral police of sorts, especially in the Dakshina Kannada region?
Well, there's definitely a need, Shreya, to ensure that, moral policing from fringe elements, be it from, any organization, any community, they should be curbed. Because if there is a problem that they have with anything, they allege here that there is a rampant conversion that happens. There is allegations that Hindu girls are lured in to marriage from, boys of the other community. Then they also, have a problem with, underage girls visiting pubs. This is is what they allege, that they're underage. But of course, we've seen many instances where they are of the legal age to go to a pub as well, where they're stopped and heckled. We've seen all of these instances happen, even in the recent past. We're not talking about, what happened during the Mangaluru pub attack case, where women were held by their hair and dragged around as well by the fringe. So yes, there is a need to tackle this menace. Today, while of course the fringe reacted to the Home Minister's statement, they went on to say that they welcome this, having a special task force. But they say that to end moral policing, the task force should first look into issues like, mass conversions, like, what they say are cases of love jihad and other aspects. Now, the question here is, this is why the police is there. If you're from any organization, if you believe that there is some sort of a wrongdoing, what you need to do is go to the nearest police station. If they do not, of course, take any sort of action after your complaint, then they can bring it up to the senior officials, to the government, through various other recourses that they have. But instead, taking law into your own hands, going out there, entering buses where they see interfaith couples, stopping them, like you mentioned the case where they walked into a beach, beat up people because there were couples who were interfaith. We very recently saw a paramedical student who was, of course, beaten just because he was dropping a classmate of his who had requested because of a medical emergency, and he was bleeding, forced to run away from there and escape to save his own life. So these are instances that need to be stopped, and it probably a step in the right direction, but the way it is going to be implemented is going to be very key. Hopefully here, like I mentioned, there are fringes on both the sides of the spectrum, and both should be curbed. It shouldn't become just to ensure that one side of the spectrum is targeted and the other is let free to continue this sort of moral policing, because it happens on both ends of the spectrum here.
All right. We'll leave it there for the moment. Deepak, thank you very much for joining us. Anand Gurumurthy is spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Cheryl Iona is spokesperson of the Congress party, with us as well. And Syed Asad Abbas is a political analyst, joining us. Hi, everyone. Good evening, and thank you very much. Cheryl, I'm going to put my first question to you. Controlling or curbing moral policing is the job of the police. Why would you need a special squad within the police force to handle it?
Okay, to begin with, before I say anything, I would like to say something on this, that it pains me to see, Dakshina Kannada or Mangaluru in the Karnataka state being, highlighted for such an issue. But then, yes, in the current day, that is a fact that we are witnessing. And yes, your point is that, why is a special force again within the police? I think there was a need for it at this moment, because there is a lot of moral policing that is happening. Even the officials are also, certain officials again, are not able to curb this menace. So in this case, I think a special task wherein they will be held accountable, they will be held responsible if anything goes wrong. That responsibility of taking up, this very seriously was the need of the hour, and I think this serves the purpose.
Okay. When we talk of vigilante, Anand Gurumurthy, I'm getting you here into the conversation. Any views on the Karnataka government's latest announcement? Because we know that, while we are talking about the boys being beaten up by vigilante groups just because they were hanging out with Hindu girls, etc., the fact is it's not limited to that. Sometimes it goes a step further and people get killed by these vigilante mobs as well. So in a sense, is this a step in the right direction where the new government in Karnataka is trying to curb these groups, which they say were given a free run by your party, which is the BJP, especially in the Dakshina Kannada region?
State, and the police know how to do their duty. But why this special force has been tasked in? Okay, the reason is special force has special powers. They have powers over the superpowers over the regular police stations. They will have those special powers, and this is being done because entire Dakshina Kannada has elected only BJP representatives, only BJP MLAs, and Congress wants to create a bad atmosphere there, giving in a special force with special powers over the inspectors in the local region, they are trying to target the opposition karyakartas. That's all this is, okay? Because see, small fights and other things at the college level, kids do that, okay? And police there know how to handle this. Unnecessarily, these people are doing this and creating special forces only to, target the karyakartas in the name of vigilante groups and other things. This is what is going to happen, and I'm sure Mirror now is going to report in the coming days about these things.
But here's the thing, Mr. Gurumurthy, you are saying, these little things like college boys, being beaten up, etc. That's not the real intent of this special force that the Karnataka government has formed. But the fact is that this is not just about college girls and boys hanging out at a beach together. This is not just about a Muslim boy giving a Hindu girl a lift and being beaten up in the process. This is also about, cattle traders being murdered. This is also about mobs lynching people. This is also about deaths being caused. So it's not as trivial an issue as you seem to be suggesting it is.
See, one thing, I'm not calling this issue a trivial issue, but what I'm trying to tell you is the local police is capable of handling this, and they have handled it from decades. Why do they need a special force? It is just to give one officer powers than all the inspectors in the local police stations there, and ensuring that that officer goes behind the opposition party karyakartas. This is what Congress does. It's a kind of an emergency kind of situation that they create. Once they come into power, they create such situations where there are more BJP MLAs. The Dakshina Kannada district has only BJP MLAs, so they want to do this. Why they don't have special forces elsewhere in Karnataka? So all this is basically the way Siddaramaiah ji plays politics, okay? And it's very dirty politics. They should stop doing this. Instead, they should focus on what those guarantees are and other things which they are failing at.
Please, can I come in?
So are you telling me that the Congress party believes that most of these vigilantes that roam free, I'll just come to you, Abbas, most of these vigilantes that roam free in Dakshina Kannada, especially in Mangalore, are from the BJP? Is that what you believe?
Nah, see, basically what they are going to target only the guys who are the karyakartas of BJP. That's what they are going to do. Otherwise, they will let the others go free. That's what they do, okay? They cause more harm there. Congress people are the ones who cause more harm there, okay? They just, create a fight between Hindus and Muslims, which is not good, which is causing a lot of problems. Even after freedom, they were never able to curb this in the 65, 70 years that they were ruling, okay? They should stop this and start focusing on, getting more jobs into the system and ensuring that these inspectors are more empowered to handle this at the local police station level. Instead, they create a special force just with a selfish motive of targeting opposite party karyakartas. That's all. You please watch this, watch my words, and you're going to see this in the coming days, and you're going to report this. Mirror is going to report about this.
Okay, I'll let Cheryl answer that. I'll let Cheryl answer that, and we'll keep a track of this story, Anand. But the fact is that it is one of your ministers who, on a public stage, had said, "Forget, don't ask your government questions about things like bijli, sadak, pani. Don't bother about roads and potholes. What you need to bother about in this state is love jihad." So that is one of your ministers who had said it. And here you are accusing the Congress party of creating communal tensions in the state of Karnataka. But I'll let Cheryl. I'll let Cheryl answer that. Cheryl, go ahead. The charge, what the charge is coming against you by the BJP. They are saying this is deliberate targeting of BJP and its karyakartas in a place which has not shown any trust for the Congress party. So this is how you're punishing the people of Dakshina Kannada.
Okay. First of all, the Home Minister today in Mangalore, when he was here, has already informed that once the task force, the special force is implemented here, if it really works out to be well, it will be implemented in the rest of the cities of Karnataka. Second thing, he said, the BJP spokesperson, he said that this is particularly done to punish the BJP karyakartas in Mangalore. So that means, as you said, he is directly or indirectly agreeing to the fact that the vigilantes are from the BJP first. Then he also said that this is being, the issues are being handled since decades, and there has been no problems in the Dakshina Kannada city. I don't think he is aware of the series of murders and the people who were caught and beaten, the students who were caught and beaten, that has happened over the months just before the elections. Now, my question is, if a special force is coming up within the police, what is the harm? That is my question. How is it going to harm the BJP Karyakartas here? Isn't it going to be better for the police department to, to channelize their work and get it done in a better way? In a better way.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just
Anand
want
wants
to
to say
tell a
something
few
and
words
then
here.
Syed can come in. Anand, go ahead.
Yeah.
10 seconds and let Syed come in then.
Madam, it is very clear. Whenever the ACB, Anti-Corruption Bureau, was appointed instead of the Lokayukta, a special intention was there of Sidramaiah ji. Okay, Sidramaiah is an expert politician in doing this, but people of Karnataka must understand this is going to harm this state more, because unnecessarily creating and giving special powers to some forces will only create more harm, and this has been proven in the past. Sidramaiah ji should stop doing this and start working on the promises that he has given. That's all I want to say, because it's an ongoing process, and I'm sure Mirano is going to report about this in the coming days in big ways.
Okay. Syed, you want to come in here?
Yes, I've been waiting for my friends of BJP and Congress to conclude so that a citizen voice could be heard. Shreyaji, I've always believed with great power, there's great responsibility and equal accountability. First, foremost, let me correct my good friend Anand Gurmurthy here that he said it was a whitewash of BJP in Dakshina Kannada. Sir, the speaker that I speak of, Karnataka Assembly Speaker, Shri UT Khadirji, is from Dakshin Karnataka, that's coastal Karnataka, is an elected MLA from Mangaluru. Now coming straight point, what do we see here? A special squad being set up. Respected sir, police officials, Karnataka police cannot be everywhere. So therefore, to deal with the subject of moral policing with iron hands, there is a need of Jan Sneha police, meaning people-friendly police, which will be me, you cutting across party lines, representative members of the citizen voice to ensure such activities do not take place. Shreyaji, there's a saying that guilty conscience pricks the mind. Why, when we speak of those vigilantes who are doing crimes, why is Anandji taking it so personally, saying our karyakartas, karyakartas? So, sir, on national television, are you accusing your own karyakartas of being vigilantes? By the way, we see Puneet Karyahali, a murderer accused who killed Idris Pasha in the month of Ramadan. Well, you're saying, is he your karyakarta? Of course, we can see his pictures with many of your leaders like Tejasvi Surya, C.T. Ravi and others. Now, the next point, let me say, I, as a citizen voice, welcome this move, Shreyaji. There is a need for this. What do you say, small college people fight? Sir, I went to college, you went to college. You hit people, is it? Huh? You had people, you harassed people, is it? You tortured them, is it? No, sir. This is a serious matter. This is a serious issue. We cannot just call it a college boys fighting. No. When the girls of Karnataka, be it college students or professionals, they are out there. They need to be protected. I have Hindu female friends. I have Muslim female friends. I have their friends in others. Nobody can come and tell me who to talk to, who to travel with, what to eat, what to wear. Respected sir, we come from the land of Baswanna, Kuempu. We speak of unity and brotherhood, not Hindu-Muslim love jihad and all that. Sir, it was not a minister, but your own party president, Nalin Kumar Katil, said, roads, hospitals, health is not an issue. Allow me to complete, sir.
No, you are just giving a big sermon.
I did not interrupt you. My friend, I did not interrupt you. Allow me 30 seconds to complete my point. Don't get rattled. Don't get rattled.
No, I'm not
Allow me
getting
30
rattled. I'm
seconds.
just telling you.
I'll hear you. Allow me
You
30
are
seconds,
playing
my
a rattle
friend.
like a baby.
I came 20 minutes into the debate. Shreyaji, it is not fair. Shreyaji, it is not fair. Allow me
Okay, gentlemen. Syed, quickly complete your point. I'll let Anand come in.
Yes, please.
Ek minute. Anand, let me decide what he can do or not do on the show. Give me a minute. I've spoken to you and Cheryl for a fair amount of time. Let Syed complete his point in the next 10 seconds. I'll come to you after my show after that. Yes, Syed, go ahead. Complete your point in 10 minutes.
20 seconds I'll
please.
complete. Yes, 20 minutes I heard you folks. Allow me 20 seconds. So yes, the straight point that I'm getting at, I think cutting across all party lines, the BJP, Congress and the JDS must wholeheartedly welcome such move, be a part of it and enforce such special squad which will stop moral policing. I come from this beautiful land, Bengaluru. It's a cosmopolitan city. We have people across the spectrum. Do we need moral policing? No.
You
And
talk
we do
about
not
the subject,
need
boss.
Sir, 10 seconds.
Again started
Sir,
sermon.
10
Is it?
seconds
Talk
I'm
about the
done.
subject.
Sir,
Anand, you know,
Don't
fact
poetry
is-
here, Syed.
we need
Talk about the
Anand,
subject.
fact
Don't
is-
show poetry here.
we don't need preachers. Sir, why do you get guilty when
You are
people
doing
get
poetry,
Anand.
boss. That's what I'm telling you.
Anand, fact is that.
No,
Acha,
wait,
एक minute,
wait,
just a
wait.
minute, just a minute, Said. Anand, fact is that the state of Karnataka has seen a deep communal divide in the run-up to the
No,
elections. We all know
no.
this. We all know the sort of
No,
narrative
Shreya,
that played
this-
out before the election.
this-
I mean, you have
no,
someone
Shreya,
like a Pramod Muthallik openly saying trap 10 Muslim girls for each Hindu girl openly,
See,
and no action being taken against
I'll tell you
someone
one
like
thing,
him.
Shreya, one
So
thing, Shreya.
obviously
This only-
vigilante groups and vigilante groups have had a free run during the BJP rule. Now, if the Congress is putting a
See,
squad
this
to
is
rein
what-
them
this
in,
is what
why should you
and
have any
Syed are trying
problem?
to
Why
say
should you
along
say
with
this?
Congress.
This is the targeting of BJP karyakartas.
No. See, you are trying to do this only, with some intent. Okay, whether it is Syed or you are just trying to put a point here. Who was Suresh Mehta? Who was Rudresh? Who were all killed in the daylight? Okay, who were all there? Did Syed take even one such name? Why should he only mention one particular name? That is because
Sir,
he is
you need
biased.
to hear me
And
clearly.
I don't take statements
Any
from
and every
biased
vigilante.
people who just use their
Abbas,
brackets
1
like
minute.
a baby.
Let go.
Okay?
Abbas, let
biased
Anand
statements,
complete.
Mr. Syed has said. You take Baswanna's name. Then in Baswanna's name, just tell me who was Suresh Mehta, who was Rudresh, who was killed in daylight.
Okay, now allow me to
Do you
answer.
have any sympathies for such people?
I will
No,
answer
right?
that.
That is because you
I
are
will answer
biased.
that.
Learn this, Mr. Syed. When you come on a national TV
Okay,
show,
now allow
learn
me to
this.
answer
You
that.
cannot be biased. Inspectors are
Shreya,
not
can I
biased
answer
people.
that?
They don't belong to BJP or Congress.
Shreya,
They
can I
belong to
answer that?
everybody. Creating
Okay, now
special
allow me to
forces
answer my
only
friend
to
Anand.
target BJP karyakartas, Congress is doing. And in the wake of a political analyst, by putting a shawl as a political analyst, you are coming and speaking Congress
Okay, now
words
allow me
here.
to answer that.
Okay,
Shreya,
this is not good for
personal attack
the
and
journalism
personal
that you are
allegation.
supporting. Okay,
Allow me to answer my friend.
let me tell you, Mr.
Okay.
Syed. Okay,
Shreya, this is a
don't think
personal attack.
babies
Allow
are
me
watching
to
this show.
answer.
There are very
Allow me
big
to
adults
answer,
who are
please.
watching this show and they know all
Okay,
these
now allow
things.
me to answer.
Okay, and there is no answer that
It's
you
a
can give
personal
which will
attack on
satisfy
me.
this.
Allow
Listen
me
to me,
to
Syed.
answer,
First,
please.
listen to me. First,
No,
listen to me.
you
Okay,
heard me.
you cannot
Hear me out.
take one
No,
name
hear
and
me
then
out.
say you are a great person.
now
and
hear
you're-
me out,
you-
my
Abbas,
friend.
first let him finish
You
what
should
he's
not
saying,
say-
then you can answer.
And Rudresh.
Okay.
You answer me on Suresh Mehta
And Abbas,
Rudresh.
that's
You have
a
any
point
words for
that
them?
that's a point that just by the way Bopanna was making as well. Our reporter was making on the ground as well. That when it
Yeah.
comes to vigilantism, there are vigilantes on both sides,
Both
and
sides,
you
both sides
cannot
will be-
simply
there will
think
be
of
wrong
targeting
people,
one
right
and leaving
people,
the
okay.
other free.
I would like to
No
interrupt here,
religion
Shreya.
has only
I would
good
like
people.
to
Every
interrupt
religion
here.
has good and bad people.
My-
But
Can I
what is
answer?
important
I would like
is
to
you
interrupt
don't
here.
create
Oh.
special powers which are going to divide
Okay,
the
now
state.
can I answer?
And that
Oh,
being
ho,
done
ho,
by
ho.
a political analyst, I don't know how that happens.
Can I answer?
I don't know what
Okay,
the
can I
political
answer?
analyst
All
thinking
right.
is.
Okay,
Now allow
okay,
me to
okay,
answer.
okay. Anand, you've had your say. Syed, I'll give you
Allow
10
me.
seconds and we'll wrap
Thank
the
you.
show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Firstly, my friend Anand, you need to eat your words. I was the first one on national media to condemn the murder of Rudresh. And I said,
Why not
put
today?
all of
Why
them
not
behind
today?
bars.
Why not
So,
today?
this
Are you scared of
personal
Congress?
attack,
Are you
shame
scared
on
of
you, my
Congress?
friend.
Why not today?
You need to eat your words. You need to apologize to me, Anand.
No,
I was
I'm
the
not
one
going to
who called
apologize.
out
In
for
fact, you have to
Rudresh
go before the
condemnation.
mirror
You're
and say
acting
the same
today.
statement.
My
Why
friend,
not
you are
today?
acting.
Why
It's
were
not
you
fair.
biased today?
You are
Why were you
scared to
biased,
debate
Mr.
with
Syed?
me. You are rattled today. I condemn the murders
you are
of
rattled today because I
Go and
questioned
check
you.
the
I
social
questioned
media
your bias.
story. Also,
Okay.
it clearly shows
You know,
that
this
you're
is what
rattled
I'll say.
today.
Gentlemen,
Why you're so rattled? Raise your level of argument, not your voice.
Gentlemen,
sir.
we won't go
Learn
too
to
far
debate.
if all of you
I'm
scream
not being
at each other
disrespectful.
and our viewers don't understand what you're saying.
You need to apologize to me.
I think all of you have made your point.
Don't take Baswanna's name without having the real...
Anand,
real-
Abbas and
bias.
Cheryl, I think all of you have made your point. We don't need to reduce this to a screaming match. We don't need to reduce this to a screaming match simply because our viewers need to hear you guys. And you don't need to scream to be heard, at least on this channel. We'll just wrap the show, wrap this segment and this debate with that. But here's what I'll say. What I'll say is that fine, you're forming a special force within the police force to rein in vigilante groups. But this government, the Congress government in Karnataka, has to realize, like Deepak Bopanna was saying, that there are vigilante groups on both sides. And groups from both sides need to be reined in. There can be no appeasement or preferential treatment when it comes to vigilante groups. We'll just leave it at that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And I'm talking about my guests. Of course, I want all our viewers to stay with us because we have something more from Karnataka. Karnataka citizens